Assalamu alaikum. The topic that we are going to discuss today is prenuptial agreement or contract. The reason why we are discussing this topic today is because one of our followers wanted to know what is a prenup agreement. Well, as you know, the foundation of a strong marriage is on trust. But unfortunately today, materialistic society does not let this happen as the circumstances have changed. So keeping this changed circumstances in mind, a prenup agreement is become a necessity. Prenup agreements is actually not practiced in Islam or in Islamic countries because in case there is a divorce or a separation, the settlement is always done through Sharia law, which is governed by the Qur'an and the Sunnah. But keeping this in mind, we have to realize we are in the West. And in the West, in order to protect your wealth and your property taken away unfairly, you have to put a prenup agreement in place. Now, what is a prenup agreement? It's basically a contract which is made by a couple planning to get married. A contract that specifies individual rights during a marital life or in case there is a divorce or a separation. This agreement is or should be signed by both the parties involved. Sometimes it is signed by a witness and entered into the court records. Registration of this prenup agreement may differ from country to country as the laws are different in every country. A prenup agreement is not only used to cover issues related to wealth and property, but also to safeguard the Islamic rights within a marriage, and this is a necessity today in case of a divorce or a separation. Some Islamic scholars very strongly recommend the signing of a prenup agreement for Muslim couples. Now, why would they recommend such a thing to Muslim couples? Because before you get married, a couple has to always discuss what are the conditions that are going to be a part of your prenup agreement. The scholars believe that the prenup agreement, one, will help you benefit from the law of the land, and of course also offer legal protection in case something ever goes wrong. Now, always remember, you have to make a marriage license when you get married. So for this reason, nikah should not be performed without a marriage license, which is of course through the marriage office of the state or the province. Now, these marriage licenses have got a blank space, and in this blank space, you can put down the terms and conditions that you would put down in a prenup agreement. So remember, next time that you go to register your marriage license, remember the space offers you where you can put down the conditions required. Now, these prenup marriage agreements signed by the couple can be notarized. The rights of the couple is safeguarded based on the belief, and it will be guaranteed and protected anywhere or any part of the world. So keeping this in mind, the prenup agreement is more important than the law of the land. A prenup agreement comes before the law of the land when conflict arises. So, my dear brother and sister, for Muslim couples to protect their rights of a marriage and of course the Islamic life they are going to live through their marriage. So keeping this in mind, we would move on to next point. People ask me the question, what are the clauses that we should put in our prenup agreement? Now, make sure when you put down these clauses, they strengthen Islamic marriage. Your clauses should strengthen your marriage and should not contradict the Islamic law. Now, let me explain to you with examples, inshallah. What is one of the clauses that you could put down is that all issues that come up in a marriage should be discussed by the couple and they should arrive at a decision after mutual consent. The second point that you can think about, or another clause that you can think about, is that none of the partners would hurt each other physically. Another point that you can come up with is the wife will not work without the consent of the husband, or the home will be governed by following of the Quran and Sunnah, or the husband will not marry a second wife without the consent of the first. And I can keep going. There could be so many more clauses that you would like to be putting into this marriage contract of yours. Finally, my dear brothers and sisters, make sure nothing contradicts the Islamic law. So in this, I would strongly recommend to you that anyone who is going to make a prenup agreement, make sure you as a couple discuss the conditions before. then you take the advice of a qualified Islamic scholar who can tell you whether these conditions are not contradicting the Islamic law. And my second recommendation is always discuss this contract with a Muslim lawyer who knows the law of the land in case there is a divorce or a separation. So the two most important people that you need to remember before you sign a prenup agreement is your Islamic scholar and a Muslim lawyer who understands the law of the land. So he can be a good guide and support to you for the prenup agreement. I hope you have benefited from my video, and do not forget to subscribe to my channel. Do not forget to press the bell icon. Assalamu alaikum and have a blessed day.